Hello and welcome to the LAArtist Podcast. My name is Mr. David Rano and we are here on location at the Other Art Fair presented by Saatchi Art. And we are here to chat with the artists. Let's go do that.
Sounds good. Okay.
Are you ready?
I've never done this before. This is fun.
The best part, the same way that we're talking, that's literally going to be the same podcast because it's as simple as hello and welcome back. We are here with Caro coming from London. And one of the things that really intrigued me about your art is that it's paper sculptures. It's very unique. I haven't seen that before.
Thank you very much.
So if you can tell us a little bit about your art and yourself.
Yeah, okay. Well, hi, I'm Caro Clarke. A lot of people know me as Interactive, which is my artist name. And I'm London-based at the moment, and I make paper sculptures, usually using very vibrant colors as well. So I started in fine art about 30 years ago and then went into graphic design and did design for over 30 years, and then I retired and now I'm a full-time artist.
Ooh.
So, voilà.
That's amazing. That's amazing to be able to have that transition from a different medium to something completely different. Did you find any challenges along the way going into what you do now?
So I've always been dealing with paper in one way, shape, or form or another. So even just as a hobby on the side while I was a designer. So it sort of slowly merged into something that's become more full-time. And initially I was doing paper cuts. And then I started playing with the idea of how can I make something more sculptural. And then I discovered this technique called paper quilling, which is basically really fine strips of paper that you glue to create a sort of ornamental structure. And I thought it was a bit too busy for my aesthetics. I wanted to simplify the matter a bit. And so I've sort of minimalized it, but then I'm also using much thicker paper to create a sort of more structured sculpture piece.
That is amazing to hear. And I've never heard the term paper quilting. I've heard of like origami where, you know, folding paper to create art, but this is really cool. Is there any color palettes or any inspirations that you get to be able to do what you do?
Well, so most of my inspiration actually lays in nature. A lot of people don't know that fluorescence is actually a very natural occurrence. And there's a lot of fluorescence in nature in general, both in the animal kingdom as well as in vegetation. So I tend to draw my inspiration from that and then mix that with meteorology. Like I love weather maps, don't ask me why, just the patterns that you get from that. Mm-hmm. So a lot of my work sort of plays with these kind of playing with light, playing with color and figuring out how to create more interactive experiences, I think, when you look at it.
And then you don't only do just structured. I saw one here that's kind of a portrait. Can you tell me a little bit about that piece?
So this was actually a collaboration with an artist in the UK who's Australian. His name is Heath Kane, and he did this incredible event for charity where he collaborated with 12 different artists, and I was one of them. And I kind of discovered something about myself through this process. So he sent us a screen print of his work, and then we could play around with that. And so now I actually do portraits in this style as well. But that was discovered through another artist and a collaboration through that, which has been really nice as well.
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy how collaborating with somebody else that has a completely different style will influence you to grow even more.
No, definitely. And I mean, collaborations are great as well because especially at events like this, you meet so many other talented artists because we're all quite, I would say, hooked up in our studios all the time, so we don't really go out in public much. And coming to these events, you meet all this incredible talent, you can form connections and hopefully do collaborations in the future with lots of different people. So, yeah.
Thank you so much. And one final question, or I would ask, do you have any tips that you've gotten like throughout your years that you would like to pass on to somebody else?
It's a lot of hard work and you're gonna want to do it, but if you're passionate about it, anything can happen. Like if you had asked me 7 or 8 years ago if I would be showing my work in Los Angeles, I would probably not have believed you. So, but you know, you just gotta persevere, work hard, and believe that what you're doing is going to become something successful.
Awesome. Those are great words. And again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And we'll put all her information in the description below, so stay tuned for that. And yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. And that was easy. You have been listening to the LAArtist Podcast. Feel free to like, follow, and subscribe so you don't miss the latest episode. you can see bonus content on our Instagram at Lorano Gallery, as well as our website, loranogallery.com/podcast. Stay creative, keep creating, and no matter what, be passionate about your art.